saying, if I had a nickel for every time that I had to restart a video about exercising, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it would have happened twice. Yes, in case you can't guess. My screen recorder that I used to record this while playing games, decided, you know what would be funny? What if we stop? Just out of nowhere. And that is what happened. So, re-recording this. So, to begin off with, I would like to say, hey, thanks for watching this video. I made a playlist for everyone if you want to go watch it. It is essentially going to be me, first of all, it's going to be the review about, the exercise I've done and whatnot daily. I plan to post daily updates, right? So it's gonna be an update about that, so y'all be able to tell, okay, this is a progress you made and whatnot. But also, and I would say most importantly, it is also gonna be the place where give me a second, I'm trying to make this easier for me. It's also gonna be the place where it's gonna be a showcase of any Tough Fighter tunes or I do. So currently, I already have, because I haven't used any Jax Blaze warm up, meditation yet. I already have the 2 that I've done. The warm ups that I'm gonna be doing, because I pretty much used just 2 of them. And then if I don't feel like working out video, I already got that up there, along with the Tough Light tunes I do. But if there's any more, it will also be there. Let me know y'all want a workout album too. Because let's begin off by saying, let's start off by thanking Kendrick Lamar newest release. Because I always listened, well, not always, but I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar for a while now. I just haven't listened to his entire album. Really the main song that I listened to him by is DNA. Not that much though. It was just every now and then. But one that I really liked was King Kunta. And I would just constantly be listening to that. At one point, that was the #1 song I would listen to. I'd be like, "What's on #1 today?" I already know what it is. King Kunta. So I always listen to him, but the Drake diss tracks that really got me to let me actually take a look at his other music, not just this one song by him. And I liked it. Sometimes I just listening to music in general. I've been using GMS as whenever I'm doing the workout inside my house and not outside my house. I'm listening to that outside my house. I'm using the GMS album, by the way. Outside my house, I'm using what's it called? Let me think. I can think of the word. My top song 2025. Speaking of which, I want to listen to new songs, and I'm going to listen to all his albums this year. I did listen to a bunch of them. Not a bunch of them. I did go and listen to a bunch of new songs. There's a couple songs I got transferred over to 2025. I never listened to them that I plan to. But that's besides the point. I did listen to a bunch of songs last year that I really liked. That I did that. Because that was one of my goals. I was I want to listen to more music and be more diverse within music and whatnot. Have a great understanding of it. So I'm happy that I did do that. That's my button. But yeah, I've been using his songs for GMX, from GMX to listen to while working out, inside the house. I enjoyed, today when I meditate after doing my run, I just sat there, perfectly relaxed, breathing in, breathing out while listening to GMX. Not GMX, Watch the Party Die. I really like his songs. And let's give another shout out to the song that it's funny why it's the last song. But the last song that I listened to before I started my workout being Bathtub and Neontopia. Neontropia. I'll have both of them posted the links to the GMX album and a link to the person who made me and Bathtub Neotropia in the description of the video if I remember. If not, just comment down below hey, did you blow in from Stupid Town? Or do you just actively want not to give out these shoutouts? Give me a second. But yeah, hopefully I don't forget though. But yeah, just let me know if I do, because I don't mean to do it on purpose. Oh no, that's good. Not very annoying in the slightest. Yep, not very annoying in the slightest. Let me. There you go. Oh, okay. Thank God, let me do that. Let me just use healing aura. Yeah, that would make it easier for me to do something like. I can't see anymore. Ooh, there wasn't the one right there. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Ooh, sucker, this is not good. Ooh, oh, that's spawn damage. I hope I don't immediately spawn take damage. Yeah, okay. Dang it. Sorry. I'm so focused that I was doing that instead of actually talking. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to those because those were the last song I listened to, and I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar a lot, and that's like the main thing I'll be listening to. But you want like an album in particular, like hey, I want to follow along with you. Let me listen. Like I want to listen to every song that you listen to. I'll put like an album of like. I'll make a specific album for like workout songs, and some of them are gonna be more relaxed and whatnot. But you know, I think all of them are gonna be good songs. They're like songs that I would actually listen to. Like if you tell me, hey, put on 50 songs right now that you will listen to if you're working out, it will legitimately be those songs. It won't like it's not even like fake. That was like legitimately be those. But with that said, let's actually talk about today's workout. So today workout went pretty well. Altogether, really liked it. There's some things that I want to talk about in particular. These doesn't really matter. I forgot what Flare does. I don't really do that. So let's talk about it. So overall, working out was kind of easy today. Not that easy. Like I'm still like I can tell I'm pushing myself, but it's like my body is now kind of warmed up, so it's not like boom, instantly rush into the hardest thing. It's like boom, I can feel that like groove and whatnot. Oh, build them bird is. Ooh, if I can get another rapid fire, that'd be totally worth it. That would be totally worth it. But as I was saying, um, like I'm pretty sure I already done this one. Yeah, I already done this one. But like doing the push-ups and everything. But I can tell that I'm like okay. So oftentimes what happened is it's like a 30 thing where um okay, where is a mark gonna be? I don't really know like what's the sign for mark means. Oh, alright. Anyways, back to I'm keep focusing on the game more than I'm focusing on talking. But the point of me bringing that up is like I'm getting to the 30 range soon, which I can't wait for because around that point is when it's like, you know, actually starting to get difficult for me. Like outside of squats, it's like actually that's when I start actually feeling more overburdened. Is a better way to put it. Um, than just getting difficult for me. I start like actually like okay, I can feel a burn now. And other stuff besides my legs, like my knees and whatnot. So I am looking forward to that. Um, I don't know y'all could hear that. My brother went to the bathroom clearly. He's probably gonna be coming here soon. So I'm gonna pause for now. I'm actually gonna resume because the game doesn't pause automatically. I forgot. This is not a game that you can pause on. I absolutely hate this boss, and I absolutely regret fighting him now. I can pretty much guarantee that at any point I can hit it. So let me fire at the limbs. But yeah, like I can't wait for that. Uh, and I had massive growth today. So there was a few things I wanted to talk about today. They're gonna go after like I talk about my workout in general. Um, to begin off with, I like to say I don't know why I keep saying to begin off with. To start off with, afterwards, like I had massive growth altogether. Like handstands, I'm doing way more than what I started off with to begin with. Like did I just take damage? How? Okay. Anyways, um, like I'm doing it. I got like a 10-second one, but I'm doing it like 6 seconds today, all with and without the bar for support, like with my hand on the ground or not. Um, my hands, like doing the fist push-ups on bare wood, totally worth it. It hurt my hands even more than normal. Um, remove fatigue, sorry, I just rest. Okay, I legitimately couldn't do anything there. Let me gamble this right here. But give me okay. So give me a second to recalibrate myself. I was so focused on reading. Um, essentially, that was like a massive growth for me, and then also I was even able to do it with like my knuckles. Which is impressive in my opinion, because that should be even harder, because less surface area to work with. So me being able to do it with my knuckles is a massive, like, hey, you're like actually showing not only this massive improvement, but you're also getting better at balancing yourself. Um, for now, I am doing it without any wall support, but my plan is to by next month to do it with wall support and time it to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. I do it at the same time. But I actually time it to have a certain time limit. Like I probably do like 1 or 2 minutes um with it, and then afterwards I'm gonna next month after that I'm gonna do like pushing down actively, and then I'm gonna go back to doing it freeform and holding it. Um, but yeah, I had a bit more rest time like in between stuff, but it was still not too much to the point where it was like, oh no, this is too much rest. It was like, and I wish it was more back to back. Not on the later half of my workout, not the beginning half, but like the later half. Um, but yeah. What else? I gotten better at something I didn't miss in the first time I recorded. I actually gotten way better at landing on like my entire feet while doing jumping jacks, which isn't that impressive, but I often didn't do that. Also, I'm pretty sure I have like I I tested it in a weird way where I would go near the stairs, see where I line up with it, and then jump. Go ahead, 3 press. And a very clear. Oh yeah, let's do this. I got to the other one that would be better, but let's not continue that. Um, but yeah, like brain dead. Um, I am finally back in my room and in a more comfortable distance or gap in between. So hopefully I don't sound like an idiot just there. Hopefully it sounds more adequate to say the least to like how I want it to actually sound. But as I was saying, I'm pretty sure I like a 3-ish flip vertical. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, kill the mark enemy, kill everyone else. So I think I'm supposed to do that after the end, but I'm not sure. Let's do that at the end. I wish I knew more about like how to do that one. I think I am gonna get the thing, but what was I saying? Oh, so I'm pretty sure I have a 3 flip vertical, but yeah, I wish I like to improve, but it's not that important. Like to me, like you want to improve your 3 vertical? Yeah, I think I would like to, but it's not that important. Also, was doing the box jumps way better. I didn't need to look back this time, so I was like, I could actively focus on hopping up and back. Um, also, I brace. While that doesn't sound like a big thing, it's like, yeah, no, I normally don't actually brace for the nest jump, which is dumb. And it makes sense that why it would sometimes be like, why is it annoying my knees? Because you're being an idiot and not bracing when you jump. You ever heard of grouching your knees down? And now that I started doing that, my knees aren't feeling that much of a shock. It still is a decent shock, and instead of landing perfectly, like normal, I am actively bouncing, like sliding backwards, but I rather slide backwards than absolutely hate my knees. So that you could say that's they quote. You rather hit your butts. I didn't fall on my butt, but you rather would hit your butt than to fall on your knees. Actually, that's just true. I rather fall on my knees and hit my butt than fall on my knees. Cause have you ever fell on your knees before or scraped your knees? Let me tell you, someone that had like done that before multiple times, especially going like scrape your knees doing fast hill no. Oh, that's that's wonderful. Absolutely spectacular, actually. Okay, so that was useless. I should have burned that. I realized afterwards. But, nice. What was I saying? I keep forgetting words. Oh, but, so, now that I'm bracing, it doesn't hurt as much. The run, let me tell you, now we get into the actual interesting stuff. Outside of, talking about, like, the newbie games and muscle memory, which we will talk about later. The actual interesting stuff. The run today for the log, I did do worse time wise, but I think all things considered is actually better. To begin with, today I focused on keeping a consistent pace. That way I can get it done better. And I feel like I was working out more. My arms are tired. Like, mainly, I don't know why, but like, my arms do not like carrying that. I was about to say my arms are not like carrying that log, and then I realized, huh, maybe that's why it's tired. Because it's carrying a heavy log. It almost as if lifting up heavy stuff is how you worked out. Crazy idea, isn't it? But yeah, my arms are mainly the thing that hurts from it. But I wanted to keep it consistent, versus just having it be like occasional sprints and whatnot. Now, I am still occasionally doing sprints and whatnot, but it's not the primary focus anymore. It's like, yeah, every now and then I'm missing a sprint with it, but I'm not like dead focused on sprinting or running. I'm keeping like a relatively fast, brisk-ish walk, where like I'm going as fast as I can, walking wise, and then occasionally I sprint, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna sprint all the time. And my goal is to, if I can get a 25-ish, like sub 25 by the end of this month, then I feel like I can, like, be like, yeah, no, I can jog consistently without needing for a break. I don't know if that dude could do this damage or not. No, it does not. Without needing to take a break or anything like that. Of course, 25 would, like, in order for me to get sub 25, that would imply that I don't take a break anyways. But that's besides the point. And then afterwards, I would like to switch to, like, running with it. Cause I think that would be really cool if I can run with it and actually work on my legs, like, more too. But speaking of legs, I got like 9. So my phone died midway through, and which is why Neotopia was the last song I listened to. But I ran one at least give because it's not less than this. It's probably more than this. So give / take because you say give or take and say give. No, that does not that doesn't flow well, okay? Give around 1.5 miles. Um, and it like I managed to run that sub. I ran around, so I can't say for sure, but using my own like estimations, I have no clue where that noise came from. Using my own estimations, it should be around a 10ish, not 10 minutes, like 9 minutes and 11-second run. Um, I was so dedicated to getting it under 10 minutes. For some reason, I didn't realize that was 9 minutes. I didn't need to try this hard, and I was in the 8 minutes range, which actually made me think that because yesterday I checked my phone around the same point. I should have actually gotten sub 10, like sub 9 yesterday. That's besides the point. What's important to know is that today I got for a fact a sub 9. Not sub 9, around a fresh 9 minute margin, which is a massive improvement once again. Um, Now, in case you're wondering, so if you ran that first mile in some distance, like let's go with a mile point, I think 15, without like in 9 minutes, why did it take you another, 9 minutes? I mean, not 9 minutes, 7 minutes to run the rest. It's because I was so focused on like making sure I got that time down. Like I was like, I am landing that sub 10. That like I was like, first of all, always been working out the entire day, so I was already exhausted. But um, what made it even worse was the fact that after this point, I was like, yo, I was even thinking about quitting, like not even going that 25. I was like, nah, I already got the sub 10. I don't need to go even more. But I was like, no, I'm gonna continue going, even if I do hate myself afterwards. And I did. Now I hate myself afterwards, but I did continue going, and I'm proud of it. And that's how I got a 25. Yeah, me point 0.5 added to it at bare minimum once again. Probably like 0.66, pretty more realistic. Um, but yeah, like uh, overall, I am really proud of my number and score because I don't think I did bad at all. I think I did really good. All not even just all things considered. I think I just did good. All around. I am proud of the time I got. Uh, I wish I didn't give like was like so like exhausted though. Like I'm gonna continue doing the same thing tomorrow, but next time I do it, I will not be like, oh, I cannot do this anymore. Let me just stop. Or like lose my pace because eventually after I got like the extra 25, I was like, no, I have to do this, okay? Like you do not understand. This is a requirement for me to do. Um, so when that happened, I was like, yeah, let me go find, like, let me push myself as much as I could. But by then it was already too late. So I think that if I continue pushing myself harder, I can run that time again tomorrow. And keep in mind, I go further distance, but also beat it. Also, I probably won't go the same route I did today. I turned back around to go to the house because that house also I was. Instead of like being like, no, I'm just gonna walk back. No, I was like, I'm running back to the house because I am not I'm gonna quit here. But no, I continue onwards, and I'm so glad that I did. I got that time. That was amazing for me. Um, yeah, it's like I'm really happy that I continue onwards, even though I was exhausted. Even though I did lose time, it was definitely not good time. As good as it could have been. Just the fact alone that I got that far, I think is really cool. And showcase my growth. Now, you might be wondering, why are you going so fast? When the other day you was just talking about how you could barely even balance yourself for 5 seconds, and yet you was able to double that in one day. Not very consistently, of course, but you was still able to double in one day. So why is that? Well, let me explain the concept to you. First of all, muscle memory. Well, normally we think about muscle memory as a form of like, oh, uh my body remembered what I was doing beforehand. Like the game, we normally think about it in the gameplay sense, where like, yeah, you play this game enough that you build up muscle memory where you can do it, and it can even be like a passive thing where it's like also your brain just remembers it. So, huh? Where it's like, hey, don't we play this game very often? So don't you think we can play it without thinking? Let's just do that. That's kind of like one of the concepts behind like why I play Rocket League when I live stream, because I'm like, hey, I play this game well enough and good enough that I could play without it thinking, and then that's one of the reasons why I play Terraria. It's kind of like the Zone, but for muscle memory. Now, why am I bringing this up? This is because you gotta keep in mind that I have a bunch of muscle memory, right? Not only from previous workout, but also from like just my general life, where there be times where I've like literally will spend like an entire month moving heavy stuff because I'm like moving and whatnot, and then take a while and I gotta move a bunch of stuff. So I would spend like a long period of time moving heavy stuff. So yeah, like don't compare like your thing to me because my growth, because one of the things I got a lot of muscle memory working for me. Um, there's three things working for me. I have a lot of muscle memory working for me because once again, uh, I have worked out a bunch before and after. Well, not after, of course, but like I worked out a bunch before and have done a lot of heavy lifting. There's an actual form of exercise that hopefully I'll be able to tell you what it is tomorrow, and it's kind of also the basis behind the exercise that some of the exercises I do now, like swinging that stick, will classify as one of the exercises, or carrying this large piece of wood counts as one of these types of exercises. Uh, so like, hey, I would recommend you. Well, just remind me. But like, I have that type of. But I move around a bunch, and I'm carrying like a bunch of weird shaped things that are also heavy. So it makes sense that like, you know, what I can lift, or like when I go back to doing stuff, I have increased muscle memory because that's just how it works. Um, and that's just how it works. There's nothing you can do per se about it to be like, well, I don't want to have muscle memory. It's like, no, that's me for you to do what I do when it comes to muscle memory. The only way you can do it is by also having muscle memory. That's just how it works. Uh, it is unfortunate because I would love to be like, yeah, no, you can do it too, but no, that's just not how muscle memory works. So I have a natural advantage when it comes to that. Also, just have a natural advantage in general. I'm gonna be honest. I'm unnecessarily like sports wise can be unnecessarily talented at things, especially when you consider that I don't do sports. Whereas like I can I'm just strong naturally, partially because of genetics and whatnot. And then let's move on to the next thing that's a point that came line. Um, not unfortunately for me, I'm still 18, right? So a little bit of puberty still going on, but that's besides the point. The main thing to focus on is that I am still growing up, so I'm also receiving the like essentially. I didn't even take it. Oh, it's healing. I'm essentially receiving like the boost from that too, being like, hey, you're still not 21 yet. Bet we're gonna need you to just continue rolling that dopamine. We want to make you get as strong as possible. And you're growing naturally. So now that like when you add onto it, you have more growth. And this works perfectly segue into newbie gains. What are newbie gains to say? You might be asking. Well, my dear companion, newbie games are kind of what they sound like. Imagine a video game where you are playing a character. Let's say a RPG, for example, right? Let's say one RPG side you have, I don't know, um, a Pokemon. Let's go with a character, right? And this character is level 30, right? Um, he has done it a bunch. He's the same age as the other character, but the massive difference is the fact that he's already level 30, right? Because he had done a lot of his training. Like, when he was young, he used to do 10,000 push-ups and whatnot. Or, in this case, he used to slay monster just for fun when he was younger, right? um, in this circumstance, that what it would be like. Now, take another person the same age, so let's say I was 16, beginning of puberty, which is what I mentioned earlier, or around the beginning of puberty, but really your early adulthood is when it happens, teenage to early adulthood. You have a character the same age, right? Boom. He's like, hey now, say now, come my gym. Sorry. But essentially you have the same character, right? Except this time, this character is beginning their exercise for the first time, right? And they're killing monsters, right? That person who never leveled up once before is gonna level up way faster than the person who already leveled up, because as you grow in levels, the harder it becomes to level up. And so people who are young, like around their teenage years or going to puberty, essentially, um, will go faster than those older than them because of the fact that, like, okay, I'm not explaining it well. Puberty is a different circumstances, and you growing up is different from newbie games. It's just the best time for you to get these newbie games are when you're like going through puberty and whatnot, because you have puberty and you have the fact that you're growing older. So like until you're like 21, right? Or 30, I guess, but 21 is like typically where it stops. And then you add on to the fact that you're working out for your first time. These are what we call newbie games. But newbie games can happen at any age for the most part. It's just you are beginning to work out, so your body is gaining more muscle than someone who's been working out for a while because of the fact that it started. And I have that working for me to some extent. Don't really know why. Um, if you're a long-term viewer of me, uh, you would know that if I were to say why, because I'm just a freak like that, because my body, I don't know, like, I think it's because I just force, I don't know, like, it's a weird thing that my body does. I'm very happy for it, but it essentially seems like like, outside my height, which, I am, yeah, I'm very glad I'm stuck at this height. 6 feet would be nice, but, like, come on. I can already reach the top shelf. I don't need more height. Okay. Jokes aside, it's something that like if you've seen my videos before, I talked about, but it's like that's just how I am. That's just legitimately is how my body is. It's like, oh, okay, nice. Um. So, anyways, do you wanna act like you played this board 1,000 times before, despite never playing it a day in your life? And legitimately not knowing how to work this out, is like my body is predetermined to be as efficient as possible while also deciding to hate myself. Because it essentially works for everything in my body case. Like, brain works that way. Very good at evolving and adapting. Like, people will say like I'm unnecessarily mature for my age. I don't agree, but some people say that. And then polish use transformers not murder deck. Do I have any cards in my deck that I want to change? Um, my body is weird like that. Or when it comes to like learning skills, like there could be a skill that I use legitimately just can never do. Where it's like, yeah, no, I just never done this before, and like pick up first time in a while. Uh, it's like that's more of a brain thing, but it also works for my muscles because sometimes they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know, it'd be funny. What if we make you just so incredibly strong out of nowhere Like, what I mean by this is, like, sometimes I will legitimately, completely out of nowhere, someone will, like, ask me to do something, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Cause I'm like, based on, like, everything I looked up before, I shouldn't be able to, right? And then, for some reason, my body, like, you know what'd be funny? You know what'd be really hilarious at this current point in time, in this current predicament? Why don't we just decidedly make you 100 times stronger? And I'm like, oh, well, that would be funny, but that would be unnecessary. I can say, no, I can't do it, and then I proceed to do it. Like, I myself don't know how strong I am at times, because, like, there have been times where I would think, like, oh yeah, like, once again, I'd be like, there's no way I'm picking up by myself. And then proceed to pick up by myself, and I'm like, huh. So you're telling me I could do this the entire time, and you just never figured to tell me? So, I have a lot of things working for me. Genetics, time working out, muscle memory, newbie games. It's like everything is working out for me. Um, I legitimately can't think of like a single thing where I'm like, maybe I have this. It will also work out for me more than like, I think I'm pretty good. Like working out pretty, like everything working out pretty well for me. Um, I guess the main thing that is like the only thing that could be like, you could be like, oh well, this damper your ability is like my inability to. Well, not only do I not drive or have money, so I don't have like like weight stuff. But you could also be like, well, your inability to keep everything into account could be hampering you, because if you was to do that, then you could experience more gain all around, because instead of restricting yourself to be only doing the certain amount of these, you could just do the amount that would be appropriate, in which, yeah, you'd be correct. That's it, you'll be correct. But it's not that big of a difference, and I still wouldn't say like, oh no, this is such a big difference that it would make a like massive difference. But yeah, oh my god, I did not know it did that. I don't even know why I did that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I want to talk about newbie games and whatnot, because I figure I should be like, hey, well, because this is a massive growth, right? I'm like, well, that should be expected because I'm already just naturally strong. But then when you add the fact that like I used to be stronger, you have like all these things working towards me. It makes sense. So I wanted to express like, hey, if I'm having these massive growths, it's not like I'm taking drugs because I'm never gonna take steroids. But in particular, it's not like, oh, I'm doing like this specific exercise that makes you have massive growth, or like, oh, I don't want you to be comparing yourself to me and be like, well, this guy's experiencing massive growth. Why can't I do it? No, that's not why I'm doing these. I want it to be like, no, the reason why I'm experiencing massive growth is because of these things. So don't be like, oh, well, this YouTuber is like, or if you're a friend of mine, don't be like, oh, this guy is like growing by like 10, like, can do stuff that is way harder for me than I can. And he's going like 10% faster than I am on everything. Don't look at me like that. Look at it from like, you're on this journey too, and you're going at a different pace, but each day we go by 1%. Even if we could do more, we're aiming for at least 1% every day, and I'm going to do 1% every day. Until the 30th day. On the 30th day, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna literally work as hard as possible on that 30th day. I'm like, okay, so this is a day where we see where can I stop? Like, where is the limit for me doing these exercise? Whether it be like 5, 10, 20, like, yeah, no, we do outside the time ones. So the time ones, once again, not really like, oh, I'm not a woman. But it's like, outside the tense one, because today, completely forgot to mention this. Um, Today, my image, like, I overextended my leg today when I was, practicing my stuff. For like what's called, crap, I can't remember. Oh, advanced shadow boxing in my case. And oh my god, it was hurting for a bit. I like had to work around it, but ooh, ew, yeah, that was a real fight. I was like, he would have destroyed me there because he would have took that chance to be like beat me down. Um, yeah, I just forgot I mentioned that. There's legitimately no other reason for me to. I just legitimately forgot I mentioned that, so I wanna say that before I go on. But yeah, like you're going along the journey with me. We're improving by 1% every day, and by the end of this month, I'm gonna try as much as I can, and that would be my limit. So I'm probably gonna go based on push-ups, but like let's say I can do 50 push-ups by the end of this month. Then like next month we're gonna do 50 push-ups too. That's how I want to go about it. Because it's fun to challenge yourself, right? Like if you can challenge yourself, because that's the fun part. Also, I find suffering to be fun sometimes. Um, by that I mean every time, because that's just how I want to look at life. I'm like, yeah, no, suffering. Without suffering, you don't truly know what happiness is, because otherwise, it just become a deity, and no one want to be like have a name, happiness, because what does that become? Ennui or just boredom. So why would I actively like, yeah, why you might be like, why would you actively make yourself go through hardships? Well, because I like it. It's fun. It's it's fun at the time, because like today when I'm trying to do the handstand, like you would see me like laughing myself because I'm like genuinely having fun by doing it. But not only is it fun, but it's also like, you know, I'm gonna look back on it and be like, yep, I did this. I'm not sure how long I keep it a log run though. I'm not gonna lie. Before I end this video, for real, for real, for real, for real. I'm gonna try to keep it that for as long as possible. My back isn't hurting, like, oh, my back, my back. But, like, I can feel it. It's one particular spot, back when I first looked at it that way, I did it wrong. That, like, not all the time, but it's especially gotten way recently. But, like, I can feel it, and I'm like, ugh. Like, even sometimes when I lay down, it's like the most like the time that typically happens, like when I'm laying down. If I don't lay down on my back, it would just sometimes I can feel it. But yeah, like overall, like I'm doing really well with that, and I want to continue it. I was probably plugging my battery, as you can see. But before I go, thank you all for enjoying my videos, watching this video all the way through. Um, Once again, if y'all would like to know any more questions or anything else about working out, let me know. I'm going along this journey with y'all. So if y'all want to add something to my workout routine, or if y'all want me to add something to it, well, if we're like actually going along with my journey too, and you want like, hey, I want to do this exercise, you want to do it too, let's do it. Also, I will not be recording myself. Do not ask. The best you're getting is like a photo of like me once I'm done that run and me afterwards. Uh, or me before I worked out, me afterwards, because I am promise you now, no. Unless I'm doing like out of school, no. Well, being said, thank you all for watching. Goodbye. And I hope you all enjoy my video. Also, make sure you check out the playlist down below. It will be linked. It will have all the stuff for like what I'm doing, why not. Once again, make sure you check it out. But with that being said, bye bye. Actually, bye.